How's it going, gang? It's a final render here, and I am very happy to say that there has been a brand new Wastelanders teaser trailer released by Bethesda, and we actually have a confirmed release date. So the Fallout 76 Wastelanders expansion is confirmed to release on April 7th, 2020. And we've also got a bunch more news about Fallout 76 Wastelanders expansion that previously we didn't know, and also I'm going to give some of my own opinions about the trailer and some of the new news that have come out today. However, people, before we get started, on a more serious note, as some of you guys are aware, Bethesda has teamed up with 2K Games to raise money for the Australian Red Cross, who are helping people that have been dramatically affected by the Australian bushfires. So Bethesda games developers are going to be playing 2K games to raise money for charity like Borderlands, and 2K Games developers are going to be playing games like Skyrim to raise money for charity. However, we the renderlings have been personally invited by Bethesda to be a part of their stream team. So we're going to be doing another charity live stream to help Australia in its biggest time of need. Last month we managed to raise $2,750 for the Australian charity Wires to help the animals, but now it is time again to help raise money, except to help the humans this time. Please join us on the 6th of February at 8 PM GMT to help raise money for the Australian Red Cross in association with Bethesda and 2K Games. We're going to do some serious good, and I know you guys are definitely willing to help out. So please amaze me again, guys, and let's do some serious good and help out these fantastic charities in their biggest time of need. So, let's get started by talking about the trailer. So the new trailer that has come out is actually very short. It's about a minute long, so it is essentially a teaser trailer. It is very similar to the previous trailer we got back at E3, and that was quite a long time ago now. And it does give us a little bit of insight into what we expect to see inside the Wastelanders expansion, as long as maybe telling us some of the intentions behind the Wastelanders expansion that we can look forward to in the future, as well as just some small little details about it. So, firstly, what we can see in the trailer is essentially just lots of locations that we have already seen in images, and also just some of the new weapons that maybe previously we hadn't seen, some of the new monsters, and just get a general look at the feel of Fallout 76 with the Wastelanders expansion pack. We can see some of the new factions, we can see some of the Foundation settlers, we can see some of the raiders, we can see some of the new enemies such as the floaters are now in this trailer, so we can see that. We can see some of the new weapons, such as this kind of buzzsaw power fist, and we can also see the plasma caster back in action. I absolutely adore that weapon from previous games. And also the bow we can actually finally see. We've known there's going to be a bow inside Wastelanders for a long time, but we finally get a shot of it. And also we get the overall mission statement at the end that it is a new beginning for Fallout 76 with the Wastelanders expansion pack. And we also know that Fallout 76 players get it for free, and that is the case for anyone who owns Fallout 76. Wastelanders expansion is definitely free for all. One thing which is interesting is with the release date being April 7th, and that is of course that originally the expansion was meant to come out in November, and then it was delayed to some point within the first quarter of 2020. But now it is confirmed to be coming out on April 7th, which is actually after the first quarter. So they've actually been willing to delay it an extra week to make sure everything is okay. And I think we can all kind of agree that that's okay at the end of the day, especially if it works. But it is very interesting that they are willing to delay it so much to make it work. They clearly know there is a lot riding on the Wastelanders expansion. And also, something which I think is very interesting about this is that we also get some extra information about stuff around Fallout 76 as well, primarily with a Steam release and also some new packs which you can purchase with the Wastelanders expansion pack. And we're going to talk a little bit about that in a minute. But one thing I do want to say about the trailer that honestly I do think is definitely worth mentioning, and that is that I was a little bit personally underwhelmed in a way, because the stuff in the trailer is good. You know, everything we see in there is good. The cultists and Mothmen look awesome. The raiders look good. The plasma caster looks great. The floaters look good. Everything that is in the trailer is good. But I personally feel as if there isn't enough in the trailer. Now, I know it is just a teaser trailer at this stage, and we actually do now have several more months before the actual expansion comes out, so there could very well be more trailers and interviews and stuff. But personally, I would have liked to have seen some more stuff on the main quest line. Part of the main emphasis of why the Wastelanders are so good is that there is another entire campaign, a whole new quest line to go alongside the first one, essentially almost doubling the amount of quests to do. But we have no information on it. We don't know how long it is. We don't even know what it's about. So personally, I would have really liked to have seen more information on what the main story is, how the gameplay is different from regular Fallout 76, if it's different at all. I would like to know that kind of stuff. I personally feel as if the trailer, whilst showing good stuff, really needed to show more if it was going to try to convince people to come back to the game. Now, if you already own the game, it's obviously no trouble to come back. You've already got it. It's a free expansion. But in terms of actually getting new people in, I don't think this trailer would personally convince people. We would need another more substantial trailer to show gameplay changes and also just maybe a little bit of information on the story. Doesn't have to be amazing. Doesn't have to be huge. Just a little bit more information. I personally feel as if would be a fantastic addition. However, there is one good thing which I think a lot of people may have missed actually, because there is an actual article to go alongside this trailer which does have a lot of important information that maybe people will miss if they just watch the trailer on Twitter or YouTube. They may not actually see the article giving us more information. So we're going to read this now and kind of look at it and kind of give some of our opinions on some of the news that is coming out. So, firstly, the article says that the expansion is coming for free on April 7th to Xbox One and PlayStation 4 and to PC users, of course, and it will be coming to Steam on April 7th. So this is actually a really interesting thing, the whole idea of it coming to Steam, because it was always mentioned kind of in passing that it will come to Steam at some point. However, there's never been any confirmed details about it. There's never been a release date confirmed for it. Many people actually have speculated when Wastelanders comes out, that would be the perfect time to launch it again on Steam. Hopefully with a load of bug fixes, almost double quest content, etc. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're releasing it on Steam on April 7th. Now, some of you people, especially maybe console players, may say, why is having it on Steam such a big deal? And that is because, frankly, there are many PC players who don't like the kind of culture of having multiple launches for games. You know, having one for Ubisoft games, having one for Bethesda games, having one for EA games, having one for Activision games. PC players do get a little bit annoyed at that. So having one which is actually on Steam, which is most PC players' primary way to launch their games, is a fantastic thing, because not only is it where they can actually have it in their biggest library of games, but it's also where the vast majority of their friends are going to be, because Steam's been around for a long time, and they're most likely to have the biggest friends lists on Steam, as opposed to, say, Bethesda.net, where they're going to make a brand new friends list purely for Fallout 76. They also have some additional information about how the game will work on Steam, and what you can and can't do with it. So firstly, it says that if you already have Fallout 76 on Bethesda.net, you will not be able to transfer your Atoms or Fallout First membership between a Bethesda.net and Steam version of the game. Additionally, Atoms you earn are specific to one of the other platforms. However, items you've purchased through the Atomic Shop will be shared across both platforms. So this essentially, I read it as, you can play on your current character on a Steam version or a Bethesda.net version. However, any atoms you have on your Bethesda.net version won't transfer to your Steam one, nor will your Fallout First membership, but it is nice that your atoms, or items you have already purchased with atoms, will transfer over. That is definitely a very nice thing. So I presume this also means you should be able to log into Fallout 76 via Steam, if you really want to, and still have the same character. But then again, it doesn't confirm it either, so we'll definitely have to keep a closer eye out on that bit of information. Something else which I think is substantial about this article is that they are showing off 2 new content bundles you can get when the game is launched. So you can buy these using, I presume, Atoms or real world money when you buy the game for the first time. And they have a bunch of cosmetic DLC items for both the Settlers and the Raiders. They have a Raider pack and a Settler pack. Or alternatively, you can buy each pack at the same time. And these are kind of like special editions of the game. You know, you have the Raider special edition version, or you have the Settler special edition, or as I say, you can actually go and get them both separate or together. But one thing which I think is interesting as well is that they are also axing the Tricentennial edition of the game. This Tricentennial edition was one of the original special editions of Fallout 76, and realistically that only had, say, some photo frames, 1 or 2 camp items, and a power armor skin. Whereas these new content packs are much more substantial in content. So I think they don't want to sell someone a worse bundle when they've got these much better bundles, if that makes sense. So in a way, it's good to ask for Tricentennial Edition so people don't feel as ripped off if they buy the wrong version. However, if you didn't actually get any of the stuff inside the Tricentennial Edition, I believe you can still buy the items individually in the Atom store using your in-game credits, should you want to. But one thing which I actually should mention about these content bundles is that they are essentially the same bundles as each other, just with different themes. One's based around the settlers and one's based around the raiders. You get a power armor set, which is very, very cool looking, especially the raider one. That looks very, very good. You also get a planter for your camp to plant crops in. People have wanted this for a very long time in-game, and we originally had them launch with the Fallout 4 DLC, the Wasteland Workshop expansion pack, so it's pretty normal to assume that they would also be microtransactions, but then again, it would also have been nice to have them sooner, if that makes sense. We also get a different camp unit. That's something we've never had before, a separate design for a camp unit, one themed around a raider, and one themed around a vault-tec pack, and that's actually very, very nice. They look good. We also get a raider or settler themed stash. We also get some faction flags, a new outfit for both the Foundation and also for the raider pack. And honestly, the raider one honestly really trumps the settler pack. I think that looks way cooler. And we also get a new loot bag for each and a new backpack for each. So this is really, really good stuff that we actually do have available for sale. However, this does actually say some interesting things. Firstly, it does state kind of that this is going to be a new launch for Fallout 76. It said it in the trailer earlier when it said a new beginning, but seeing as they're kind of getting rid of the old special edition of the game and introducing these new ones, it kind of says to me that Bethesda themselves, even internally, are treating this as a brand new start. It's not like they're just bringing out some new content. This is a fresh start, and they want to make things better for the players, you know, almost kind of like disregard the first year in a way. This is where Fallout 76 truly starts. Personally, I don't really know how I feel about that. As long as it brings new people in, then that's fantastic. But thank you very much for watching this news video, people. It's obviously been an exciting day, and we do obviously still have a special Inside the Vault article coming out on Thursday, which is very, very cool. So in summary, what have we learned about Wastelanders today with the new trailer? I'll probably end up doing an actual trailer analysis video at some point later on as well, so we actually go in shot by shot and see what we can actually find. But what we know so far, it is coming on April 7th. It is coming out onto Steam on April 7th as well. There will be new content bundles for you to purchase with lots of DLC stuff that you'll actually be able to get with a game when you buy it initially. And it's something which a lot of us are going to look forward to. But as I mentioned myself earlier, I personally want to see more. At this stage, I feel as if we are given information, but if I was someone who wasn't convinced about Fallout 76, this wouldn't necessarily convince me. So please, Bethesda, you've got until April 7th. Bring more trailers, bring more information, knock our socks off with this. It needs to be done. Let's see some fantastic stuff that Wastelanders that is coming very, very soon. So thank you very much for watching this video, people. It's been really, really cool to know that you guys are excited for Fallout 76, and I can't wait to see you guys talking about it in the comment section. Remember to check out the cool Patreon people in the description below who help support the channel with their financial donations. You yourself, of course, can also do the same, and I can't wait to see you guys in our special charity live stream on Thursday. Bye-bye, gang. Bye-bye.